And we're now live.
Thank you, Linda. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Oxford Town Council to order. The only thing we have on tonight's agenda is an RFD, request for decision to transfer funds from the gas tax reserve to the general operating account. We have two options here. One, we can take it and use it, but it will eat up some of the funds we have available for paving and for trails. Our other option is to borrow it and return it. I'll throw the floor open for discussion or questions or whichever.
I think I'd like to make a motion to just use it now for the short term and then decide in the spring what to do once our funding comes available and so on.
So you would like to borrow it and return it?
Yes, for now.
Yes.
And we can always change that later.
Okay. Do we have a second to that motion? So, okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion, or is everybody sort of in agreement on this or have comments? No? Okay, well, do I have to read that before or after, Linda?
We just call for a motion. All in favor? Yeah.
All in favor, then I read the resolution. Okay, all those in favor?
No, yes,
No?
you're
Yes?
right. Yes, read
Okay.
the resolution. Yes.
Read the resolution before we vote or after?
Before you vote.
Okay, I've got to read this first, folks, and then we'll vote. Town of Oxford general borrowing resolution to authorize the borrowing of certain monies from the gas tax reserve fund to meet current expenditures of the corporation of the town of Oxford, hereinafter called the corporation, for the year ending March 31st, 2021. Whereas it is necessary to borrow the sum of $100,000 from the gas tax reserve fund to meet the current expenditures of the corporation until such time as the taxes to be levied therefore can be collected. Be it therefore resolved by the municipal council of the corporation as follows: that the mayor and the senior accountant of the corporation be, and they are hereby authorized under the seal of the corporation to borrow from the gas tax reserve fund up to the sum of $100,000, as the same may be required from time to time to meet now current expenditures of the corporation, which said expenditures have been duly authorized by council, and that the mayor with the senior accountant aforesaid be, and they are hereby authorized to pay or allow to the gas tax reserve fund interest on the sum of $100,000, which may be paid or allowed in advance by way of discount or otherwise, however so they may deem best, and that the sum set of $100,000 so to be borrowed shall be made payable on or before the 31st day of March 2021, and the promissory note or notes of the corporation, if any, given therefore, it made payable before the said 31st day of March 2021, may be renewed by the said mayor and senior accountant from time to time, but no renewal thereof shall fall due later than the said 31st day of March 2021. And that the promissory notes or notes of the corporation sealed with the corporate seal and signed by the mayor and the senior accountant of the corporation be given from time to time as required in security for the amounts borrowed from time to time under the provisions of the resolution, and that given such renewal notice or notes as aforesaid shall not be deemed satisfaction of the gas tax reserve fund of the said advance or interest, but as evidence only in indebtedness. This is to certify that the foregoing is a true copy of a resolution of the Council of the Municipal Corporation of Oxford, passed at a meeting of the said council, duly called and held on the first day of February 2021, at which a quorum of the council was present and voting, given under the hands of the mayor and senior accountant of the town on the first day of February 2021, signed by Mayor Gregory Henley and Ruth Ann Brookins, senior accountant. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raising a hand so we can get a count.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. That ends our call for adjournment, I guess. Oh, okay. Can we have a call for, there we got a call for adjournment. Okay. Okay. Call to order the committee of the whole on Monday, February the 1st, 2021. Call this meeting to order. We have everybody's got a copy of the agenda. Can we have a motion to approve it? Moved, seconded. Motion all those in favor? Carried. Approval of the previous minutes. We've all got a copy of it. You're moving them, Councillor Jones? Yes, Councillor Jones is moving. We accept the minutes, seconded by Councillor Black. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Okay. We'll slow down now so we don't go too fast. New business, election results. I'll turn the floor over to Linda.
Hey, everyone. So we held an election on January 30th, 2021. That was this past Saturday. And we had, let's see here, we had 49.1% of the eligible voters of Oxford had voted. So the unofficial results turned into, we had 2 elected. So elected Crystal McNutt and elected Arnold McDonald for the 2 seats of councillors. Tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 a.m. will be the official addition for the votes for the election. But other than that, that's the turnout.
Thank you, Linda. The new councillors will be sworn in. Can I mention this now?
Yes. Yep.
We looked at we have to wait 2 weeks before the new councillors are sworn in. That would put their first meeting, or the next council meeting is February the 15th. 16th, because Monday's a holiday. So we'll be swearing them in at that meeting, and then we'll have our general council meeting, or the regular council meeting at the same time. Next up, I am responding, RFD, request for decision. Has everybody read through this RFD, and does anyone have any questions? I think Linda's been talking to them. She can answer a few things if need be. No questions from anybody? No. Okay, well, would someone like to make a motion that it be sent to council, or what would you like to do? Councillor Hedshed. You
Make a motion to send it to council.
okay? Do we have a seconder? Councillor, all those in favor of referring it to council? Oh, sorry. Linda's got a question.
You hear me okay?
Yes.
There is a few, do you know which option you would like to recommend to council to look at?
I would, so have we been doing this for a year now already?
We've been doing this for about 5 years with this I am
Okay.
responding. Yeah.
So it's something that they use a lot then and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess if it's going to be thrown into our budget, I suspect, maybe we should before we commit to a 5-year term, we should take a look at what our budget's looking like for next year. Maybe we can only go with a yearly thing, or 3 years or something like that. I think we should leave it up to our budget to decide how long we want to pursue this.
But well, I think Linda was wondering which recommendation do we want to send to council to look at?
I guess I would recommend the 1-year one for now.
Okay. We have a seconder. Okay, seconded. All those in favor say aye for the 1 year. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, where's my agenda? Budget preparations. You want to handle this, Linda? Okay.
Okay, so we've been in the office here working on our budget planning. We have a smaller amount of resources right now, so we have reached out to the province for assistance in organizing the budget. We also have Mr. Bruce Purchase. He's with the Municipal Finance Corporation. He's a mentor that we have, and he's offered his assistance as an overview. He would take a glance at it and make a few recommendations. We've been having discussions with the department heads for their needs and wants for this upcoming year. Also, we are meeting with the audit committee on Thursday night for the input on budget and recommendations. And what we need from council is a wish list from each councillor for Thursday night for the audit committee, so we could put things together just for consideration. And if you could email that to Ruth Ann Brookins, that would be appreciated.
Good. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding the budget? No? Okay, we'll go on to the next item. Audit committee recommendations. Who's handling this, Linda or Councillor Black?
Councillor Black, if you want to read those recommendations that are in front of us as chair.
I don't have them in front of me.
Oh.
I have to go back to the other screen.
I don't mind reading them if you like.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have two recommendations from the audit committee to the Oxford Town Council. The audit committee met on January 14th, 2021, and would like to present to council with two recommendations. The first recommendation, the audit committee recommends that each council member should be a chairperson for a department. This is for the purpose that council members would be authorizing each invoice from their respecting department and reporting back to council. So that's the first one to consider. The second one, the audit committee recommends that council should revisit the procurement policy. The department heads are purchasing without any council input or authorization, and it is felt that there should be more involvement from council. Also, the audit committee has offered to revise the procurement policy if council so chooses. So that's the second one in amongst that. Now, I do have a staff comment, though, that was brought to my attention. So as a staff, I just need to make a comment. So there was a course that recently went out to elected officials, and it is one of the first things it mentions is that a council's role is to look at the big picture rather than doing day-to-day financials, example, approving checks and invoices. And it's up to staff to approve checks and invoices, day-to-day financials. So that is, it's a regular municipal that's going around. So I just had to point that out, but it's all up to council what we do. So, okay, I'm off the floor.
Okay, Councillor Edshed.
I know when this here procurement policy was approved, it was taken off a template in which the province gave to us to follow, and this is taken from other municipalities of our size and stuff like that, and the thresholds and stuff that were put on here for purchasing and things like that were, you know, similar to other communities our size. So I think that's where it done. I would agree that council needs to maybe look at the bills a little bit more and stuff like that, but I don't know if we should be the ones approving each purchase every time we turn around. I think it could slow things down a little bit as far as them goes. Anyways, I guess that's my comment.
Councillor Colburn. Yes.
I agree 100% with the audit committee's recommendation.
All right. Go ahead, Linda.
Yes, I'm just referring back to Breton. Is that for both recommendations, Breton?
Yes, Linda.
Thank you.
Councillor Edshed.
Well, so I guess if we're going, like, what kind of changes do they want to make to this? Do they want us to, like the councilors, to like micromanage the day-to-day operations of the town? Is that what we're looking at moving towards?
That's a good question. Do we want to send some questions back to the audit committee for some clarification on this?
Excuse
Councillor
me, Your
Jones.
Worship.
Yeah.
I sit on the audit committee, and I think what they're indicating is similar to the way it was run 4 or 5 years ago, where a council member sat on each committee and just viewed the invoices once a month with the committee chair, like for the firemen or for the public works. I don't think it'll slow anything down. The bills could actually be paid and then set aside and checked just to make sure we're spending what we should and not going over our budget, because there seems to be some overages in both those accounts, and we're not even near our year. Well, we're close to our year end, but we're over budget on a couple of things, and I think this would help. Thank you.
Councillor Edged.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just wondering what they want to do to revisit the procurement policy to, do they want to change that on the way we buy things? And I agree 100% with the fact that we should be looking over them and maybe authorizing the bills and stuff the way we used to do it. But I guess I would like some more clarification on what they want to change in the procurement policy.
Okay. Councillor Black, could you take that back to the audit committee, that we're sort of looking for a little more clarification on the procurement policy?
Yes, all right.
We'll get something hammered out here. Councillor Jones, go ahead.
Well, I think on that procurement policy, they were asking council if it could be rewritten. So maybe the audit committee could send a suggestion to council on how they'd like to see it. And if council approves it, then it can be voted in. And if they don't, well, it's back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Because right now there's ample chance for different people and levels of government to spend up to $5,000 without even approval. And if you do that every day for a week, you've got $30,000 spent or $35,000 spent, and no accountability.
Okay. Councillor Edged.
So again, it goes back to the fact that we are going to okay every purchase below the thresholds that are already put in the policy.
Well, I think maybe we could just see what the recommendation is from the audit committee and then go from there. We could talk all night on it, but definitely they feel something should be changed.
Okay, any more discussion on this? Okay. No? Okay, we'll move on to the next topic, which is Linda, go ahead.
Right,
Sorry.
just for clarity, so with the
Yep.
2 recommendations, because they're 2 totally separate things.
Right.
So are we discussing to look into, as a recommendation from the audit committee, that each council member should be a chairperson? Are we in agreement with that for a department?
Shall we put that to a vote? That way we'll have some clarification, because I'm not sure where everybody stands. Someone like to make a motion?
I'll move that we approve that one.
Well, we have to move it to council, and I guess we could look it over a little bit more over the next
Yes.
couple of weeks, and then we could discuss it more, and we might have some more information on what they want to do.
Okay, so all those,
So a recommendation to council, correct?
yes. We've got a first and a mover and a seconder. I'm assuming moved. Okay, someone want a second, got a seconder. All those in favor signify by raising their hand. Okay, so we send that to council. So that's the first part. And the second part, we're looking for clarification or a little more detail from the audit committee, as I understand it.
So we could take this back to the audit committee with
Right.
Carla
Yeah.
we can have that on our agenda and get more clarity. Do
Sure.
you want them to review the procurement plan and see what the policy, to see what wording they come up with?
Well, where
Councillor
there is
Edged?
already a policy, I would like to see their individual recommendations on what they want to do. If they want to rewrite the whole policy, or if there's some things they want to change, I would like for them to, at least pick out the things that they want to change and let us know that so we could discuss it further.
Perfect.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you for that clarity. Appreciate it.
Okay. Do we need we don't need a motion for that, do we, Linda?
No, that was good as direction. Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll move on. Next, we have the Police Advisory Board recommendation. Who's covering that? Who's on the police board? What can you tell us about that?
Well, over the years, we've had some discussions surrounding the intersection in front of the town hall. We've asked some different people to give us some recommendations. WSP came back with a proposal for us that for $3,500, they would do a study and give us a recommendation on what needs to be done. We put it to council last year and it didn't get included in the budget. And I think what the Police Advisory Board would like to do is just have it included in the budget deliberations. And, if it's something that we feel moving forward, that it's something that we should be doing, we can do. If not, well, then it can be passed around for another year or something.
Okay.
So I think that's mainly the recommendation is to include it in the budget deliberations.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a motion. Are you making that a motion, Councillor Edgett?
No, I think it's just a recommendation from the police advisory to put it into the budget deliberations, the same as we would with everything else that we're looking to do. So I guess that would be on my wish list or something, I guess, if we want to go that route.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I have a question, Your Worship.
Sure. Yep. Go ahead, Councillor Jones.
Considering the intersection there by the town hall, has there been complaints on that, or where did this root from?
So over the years, there's been some concerns because people are going through crosswalks. I think Carla worked there. She can attest that traffic is going straight through it. I remember one night after a council meeting that we'd been discussing this, Tom Kay and I were actually standing out there talking after the meeting, and we actually witnessed a young fella getting hit by a vehicle in the middle of the intersection. It was dark and stuff like that. So we brought it come back to council. Council contacted WSP, and this is the proposal that they come back that for, I think it's around $3,500. They can provide us with some recommendations on what we should do in the intersection to make it safer. I suspect that the cost for that kind of work could be range from anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000 or $60,000, depending on what recommendations council would choose at the time. Like I said, it went last year. We didn't have enough money to do it, to do the study. The Police Advisory Board would just like to have it included in budget deliberations this year. If we have the money to move forward and we feel it's a priority, then we would move forward with it. If not, then it would probably get brought back again another year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councillor Colburn, are you got a
Yeah,
comment?
well, I guess just to reiterate what Councillor Edge had said, that was what the committee had talked about. But I don't know, I don't know if we could come up with suggestions ourselves. Originally, it was the province of Nova Scotia that come up with a suggestion of where we're at now. That's why they were the ones that said this was the safest alternative to what we used to have. So now we got to spend another $3,500 to do another study to tell us how it's safer, I guess. So I guess, like you say, it have to go to council, and if the money's in the budget to do the study this year, great. If it isn't, then as Councillor Edge had said, we'll have to deal with it another year.
Okay. So I think Linda disappeared on us. I'll wait, see if she's coming back.
I did.
Okay, there you are. Okay, good. Okay, so that'll be on the budget list. Next, tax and water collection policy, RFD. Where do you stand on this now, Linda?
We took that off the agenda.
Okay. I'm looking at the one I printed this morning. Sorry. So
Off the revised agenda?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't print the revised agenda because I I just got my printer working. So, okay, so skip that. I guess next is the joint council meeting. I just want to remind everybody that's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, 6 till 8 on Zoom. That's about it. And I can't think of anything else unless somebody has something they would like to throw out.
If I may, your
Council-
worship,
Pardon
just,
me?
just so you know, I may not be able to attend that meeting. I may be plowing snow if it's snowing. So just
Okay.
so
Yep.
you're aware.
Okay. I
Okay.
will, right. Sounds good. Okay.
I'll try my best to make it.
Okay, well, you can come in anytime if you're coming in after a point. Counselor Jones, you have something.
I just want to see if the group is in favor of somehow getting regular council meetings and getting, we had talked about some way to get them on Facebook or whatever. I don't think this situation with COVID is going to change much of the year. And I would really like to be able to meet in person in a safe environment, mind you, but is there anybody looking into that? I know we talked about it, but is there a way that we can, put it to fruition and get it done?
I don't think anyone's been looking at it in this month, but I will put it on the list of things to look into. To see if we can come up with a safe alternative with social distancing, etc., and still be able to Zoom it to Facebook, because everybody that I see in the street tells me how much they like seeing what's going on. So it's very popular. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, next regular council meeting is scheduled for 6 o'clock, February the 16th. And we'll be swearing in our new counselors at that time. Plus, I'm sure we'll have a full agenda. And I guess we need a motion to dismiss. So moved. Thank you, everybody. We're still live on Facebook.